you guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. Wow, it has been a while and it has been a wild ride since I last spoke to y'all, but today I'm actually filming this on Thanksgiving because amidst all the common things that we are thankful for, like family and health and all kinds of good things, I am specifically grateful this year for the opportunity to have gotten Lasik eye surgery. So I am thankful for being able to see without any like glasses or contacts or anything like that. I'm going to tell you guys about my experience. So if you are interested in hearing how my Lasik eye surgery went, then stay tuned. So I talked about this already in depth and very great detail on my Instagram. I went live. I'm trying to go live on Instagram more, so if you're not following me, make sure you follow me on Instagram so I can connect with you there. I love my little community on my Instagram, and it'd be lit when we go live. So if you want to catch something like that, anyways, that's not what this video was about. I'm gonna take you guys from start to finish with my Lasik with my Lasik eye surgery experience. Dates don't really matter, but it all started when I was having some issues with my eyes. I constantly felt like there was something irritating my right eye specifically. Like there was something in it. I would flush it. I had eye drops. I would take my contacts out and give them a break over the weekend. I didn't know what it was. You know, like I knew something wasn't like constantly in my eye. Like, you know, I'm asking my husband, is something in my eye? You know, eyelashes don't live like that forever. So I was really concerned. It had been over a matter of time that really concerned me. So I went to an eye doctor and got my eyes checked. Turns out I had contact associated, like, it's a long clinical word. It's like keratonis, something. Anyways, the point is the contacts were causing, like, I guess eye allergies really, because there were little tiny bumps underneath my eyelids, both of them, but my right eye for some reason was giving me more issues. Anyways, that was my last straw. I had already been thinking about Lasik, but I was just like, you know, I'm okay with contacts. You know, it wasn't too much of an inconvenience. I mean, it does change your lifestyle and how you wake up and you know, they dry out, things like that. I was always an advocate for contacts. Like my girlfriends with glasses or something, I'd be like, girl, get contacts, don't be scared. Anyways, contacts betrayed me. Okay, they betrayed me like Judas. So that was the last straw. I was like, okay, this is when I need to get serious. I think like the next week maybe, or maybe that same week, I went and Googled. Google is our friend, you know. God and Google got me here. We say this all the time. I Googled Lasik eye specialist in my area, and there was like 3 that popped up. The first one, I guess they just have a monopoly or they just have great SEO. But the first one that popped up is the first one that I clicked. And I saw they had really great reviews. They had like 5 stars. So, hello. These are my eyes we're talking about. Like, we don't need 4.8 stars on my eyeballs. Like, I don't know what that 0.2 is about, but we don't have room for error on my eyeballs. So went to do a consultation, and I have a little bit of like clips as to how it was. It was super easy. They don't ask for any of your insurance. You don't pay for the consultation. You simply go in. They'll do all these kind of tests on your eyes. They do dilate your eyes. They measure like the thickness of your corneas. They refract you. You know, that funky test that I always feel like I'm failing, where it's just like 1 or 2, 3 or 4, A or B. I'm just like, oh my God, they look the same. So they do tests like that. If you've ever had an eye appointment, or if you do your yearlies like you're supposed to, it's pretty much just like a yearly eye exam. And then they pretty much just give you a folder, and it'll have information. They'll obviously go over dates and stuff like that, and they pretty much lock you in. They print off the price, and I know you guys want to know what the price of this was. And before I tell you how much I paid for mine, I do want to preface, because people always think throwing out numbers is like tacky or whatever, or like throws a paints a different picture. I will say that the price of LASIK surgery is dependent on you, your eye anatomy, your prescription, everything. So you can't look at my numbers and be like, oh, that's how much mine's gonna cost. Like, do a free consultation. I really should have did a free consultation at all 3 of the places, because this probably was the most expensive. I mean, they're 5 stars, top of the search. Like, they're probably the biggest name, so they could probably, anyways. So the range, from what I understand, is about 1,000 to maybe 3 or 4. No. 1,000 to 5,000 it could be up to, I believe is what I saw. And I knew my eyes were bad. Like, I got all kinds of things going on with my eyes. I've always had astigmatism, and my prescription's just always been poor. And I feel like it's gotten worse in the years leading up to this surgery. So I expected like to be on the high end, right? So my surgery cost $3,500, and that is with the deduction. They do a standard deduction of insurance. Now, some people may have blessed circumstances and, you know, have employers that fully cover this. I know I had a friend who mentioned that in the Navy, they cover that thing. She also lived in Canada, so I don't know if that was just a part of their fortunate situations with healthcare. Definitely do your research on your circumstance, but my standard deduction of insurance plus my prescription plus, I guess, the thickness of my eyeball, the shape of my eyeball, you know, all these things considered, that was the cost of my surgery. One of my friends, actually Nurse Ags, she actually has a video on here to check hers out. She paid a different price than mine. So it's all different, just to say that. But that's the price aspect, because I know y'all are curious. It is expensive, but I thought it was 100% worth it. So back to the story. Did the consultation. They scheduled me for my surgery date, gave me all the information as to what I should do beforehand and what I should expect during and after the procedure. They ordered some medication for me. They did order Valium for the procedure to calm your behind down. And I was skeptical about taking it because if you follow me on Instagram, you know, like, I've been watching Queen's Gambit. And I am not trying to be like old girl and her mama, you know, trying to refurbish Tranquility all the time. Like I got anxiety in real life. So it wouldn't be a thing to refurbish. You know what I mean? Like, high risk refurbishing. Okay. So at first I was concerned, and I was just like, you know, I want to be fully present during the procedure. I want to know what's going on. I wasn't really sure how it would affect me because I don't take hard drugs. Like, I got my wisdom teeth removed and I didn't take anything. So I didn't know how it was going to affect me. But it really just kind of, I don't even really think it hit for real because I was still a little tense in the surgery. But what really scared me more into being chilled was the fact that there's a laser on my eyeball. Like, that was enough to keep me calm, even if I was scared. Because I was like kind of holding my fist together, like on the table, kind of like this. And then I was kind of tapping the table. I still felt like I was nervous. I still felt like I was a little tense with the Valium. And they give you 2 tablets, like, in case one don't hit. But I only took 1. Anyways, so they'll give you that, and then they'll prescribe some, I thought I brought it with me. Yes, they'll prescribe some eye drop, like antibiotic and steroid. Mine was a combination. Some of you guys may get 2, whatever. But antibiotics and steroids, obviously necessary after any surgery. So there's that, and then they recommend that you get eye drops because your eyes are dry. So I got like a ton of these little individual eye drops that I take with me everywhere. You're supposed to, so there's a lot of things that they tell you to do and don't do. And like I said, they do give you a folder of all kinds of information, so you're covered. They give you numbers for emergencies and, like I said, things to expect post-surgery. So right after, okay, so let's just kind of go back to the day of my procedure. On the day of my procedure, I walked in. They literally took me back and just did a refraction, which was the A, B, 1, 2, I guess just like a double check on my prescription. I don't know. And then she left the room and was like, go ahead and take your Valium. And I took it, let it kind of sit for a little bit. They brought me into another room and prepped me, pretty much just put a surgical cap on, put some like cotton pads because they're constantly putting eye drops in. So just for like the drip. for the drip. They put numbing eye drops in my eye. I believe that was the time where they did that. And so I had my surgical mask on. I had my little booties, my cap. They had me in a recliner chair to fully let that Valium sink in. And then the doctor came in to see if I had any questions. And then they took me back. And I literally just laid on a table facing straight up. There's obviously the machine right in front of you with a series of lights. They tell you to look straight ahead at the lights, at the laser. And then the machine just kind of does its thing. I feel like for each eye, it was no more than like 5 minutes. It couldn't have been that long. In my opinion, it was like 5 minutes because he put some more drops, and then put like a clamp on my eye. Now, I know you don't really feel it. Clamp sounds like aggressive, right? Like, chill out. But I felt kind of like the pressure and the clamp go above and below my eye. And then the machine kind of like was doing some spinning, calibration, kind of locking in to where it needed to be. And like the worst parts were there was this device that his assistant handed him, and it was like a pressure device. He put it on my eye and I felt the pressure. That was the worst part of the procedure. But she was like, okay, 20 seconds, well, you know, suction 20 seconds. So if that was 20 seconds, that was the main part of the procedure. Because then you hear the machine cut like rolling, and that's okay. Another thing was the smell. I don't know if you guys have been to the dentist where you kind of like smell the drill and the materials, you know, like that smell, that machine smell. Well, I smelled that machine smell and knew it was my eyeball meat, just like cook it, like just burning. So I'm just like, oh my gosh, that's my eyeball, like I smell it. So that was weird. But those were the two worst and weirdest parts of the procedure, and that literally lasted 20 seconds. Took the pressure thing off my eye. You know, I'm just like looking ahead, the lights, they're halos, he's dropping eye drops, they're clearing up a little. Then on to the next eye, same thing. And when that's done, they literally, you know, take all the clamps out. They tell you to close your eyes for like a little bit, and then you open them, and it's just like, oh my God. I can see. They do say that like immediately after the procedure, it might look a little fuzzy, you know, like you might look like you're underwater, because literally there's like drops and fluid underneath that layer that was cut, and that's normal. So yeah, I'm like walking through. I think they look through my eyes one more time through the little scope thing. I don't know what that's called, whatever. The little thing from Justin Timberlake's album. That. So yeah, they looked through my eyes one more time. Scheduled my follow-up appointment, which was the next day. You're supposed to follow up the very next day. Kind of quizzed me on what I'm supposed to be doing as far as like eye drops, Q1 hour. Okay, so let's get into that. So right after like the first 24 hours, they wanted you to like kind of rest your eyes, keep your eyes closed. So I went home and took a nap for like 3 hours. They recommend that you avoid TV screens, phones, computers, things like that, because it causes eye strain. And you're supposed to, they, you know, tell you when to take your antibiotic drops, things like that. They also gave me these Robocop glasses, which my husband made fun of me so hard. Bruh. Because for the first 24 hours, you're supposed to wear them inside and outside. Luckily, I had my procedure done towards the end of the day, so it got dark quick, but they still recommend that you wear it inside for even like inside lights and things like that. So I was looking like, I was looking crazy for the first 24 hours wearing these. And then obviously I wore my stylish ones, but I was so obedient for the first 24 hours. I was just so nervous. I was like, these are darker than my cute glasses, so I'm gonna wear these and I'm gonna be obedient. And they also give you this sleep mask, which I thought was pretty trash, because it's like, y'all couldn't darken it. Like, you know those little like rolly things that they give you for your, when you dilate your eyes, like y'all couldn't just put that on the front of this? Anyways, but this is hard. Like it's, I don't know if you can hear it. It's hard plastic. So I mean, it's to make sure you don't like poke your eye, or your spouse, your partner is like a wild sleeper and hit you upside the head at night. Like, this is for protection, and there's just like these little cushy things. Anyways, so I wear this at night. they say for the first week. I like wearing them just because, I don't know, it kind of relieves pressure. To be honest, the only downside that I experience, other than the dryness, and that's to be expected, that's why you're instructed to put eye drops in your eyes Q1 hour. I was having like, I don't know, I was having headaches. And I didn't know if it was a caffeine thing because you're not supposed to drink caffeine the day of the procedure. And so I had like skipped a day. I don't know if it was caffeine withdrawals. Like it could just be poor caffeine practices on my part. But I was so nervous and I had attributed it to sleeping. Because you know, like when you sleep on your side, you kind of put your hand there. And I thought maybe I was putting too much pressure on my face. So I was getting really poor sleep. I was having headaches. So I actually started keeping this on my face, and I don't know, it kind of relieved some pressure around my eyes. Anyways, that could be psychological, it could be caffeine related, it could be a lot of things, but that just helped me. I started like propping up 3 different pillows when I slept, and that's gotten better. But other than that, I haven't had any issues, and it's just so amazing. Went the next day for my follow-up. They said I was seeing 20/20. Like I drove myself to my follow-up appointment the next day. Like it was that, like it's that simple. Like once it's done, it's done. Now some people do say that like the first 6 hours or the first 24 hours are terrible. One girl on my live said that she felt like toothpicks were like poking her in the eyeball. Like I said, I took a nap after mine, and it was pretty, like I was pretty straight. Wore the sunglasses in the house, and I didn't have any headaches or strain or anything. So yeah, that was my experience, you guys. It was, everybody always says this, but now I'm a part of the club. Like this was one of the best decisions that I could have made for myself, for my eyes. Yes, I will miss my cute little glasses, but now I can buy frames that I could never buy before because my prescription was so thick. Like 2 C's this. So I'm really excited. I still am doing my eye drops every hour. Even though it's almost been a week, I still feel like they just help. I don't know how long I'll have to do it that often. They say after the first week, you don't have to do it every hour. You just kind of like taper it off, like maybe every 4 and then as needed. So we'll see how long I keep needing these. Hopefully not too long, but honestly, if this is the worst thing about the experience, I'll take it. Like it's just so amazing to be able to open my eyes and see, like even the small things of just opening my eyes at night and being able to see my husband. Like that's so weird, that's so crazy, but it's just like wow, like the things we take for granted. So I'm just grateful this year, this Thanksgiving specifically, just because it's the time that it's happened. But I am so grateful for this opportunity, and if you are considering it, I hope you have been inspired and educated by this video. And yeah, there's nothing that a call, a consultation, and some good questions won't do for you. Like there's nothing that it won't do for you. Get that consultation, ask those questions to see if it's something that you qualify for, that you are interested in, all of that. So let me know in the comments below. Are you considering LASIK eye surgery? Have you gotten it done before? Talk to me in the comment section below. Thank you guys for reaching the end of this video. Thanks for rocking with Nurse Rocky, and I will see you guys next time.